As trained dancers today, many of us believe that our purpose as dancers is to be the best entertainers. We train because we want to be good at what we do and recognized for the work we put in. While goals like these aren't necessarily harmful, they do lack substance. Dance's rich and vibrant past as a part of history and of modern civilization encompasses so much more than formal training. Dance plays a significant role in many cultures. In some cultures, it is even a form of communication. Movement feels good, conveys emotion, and is often a part of social gatherings in many cultures. Here are 5 reasons why people dance.
Dance for many years has served many purposes. It is a way people have used for communication, to pass down traditions, and to express cultural values. Both historically and currently, there are many reasons why people dance. One of the reasons people dance is as a form of expression. Dance can be thought of as a version of nonverbal communication. In a way, language and movement both go hand in hand. For example, Peter Lava, a dance psychologist, discovered that we recognize emotions when they're expressed through the moving body in dance. Even outside of dance, we know this to be true in the body language and the gestural tendencies that each of us tend to use as we speak. These are unique to us and they tend to say something beyond what the words themselves say. In the same way, dance can express something about a culture that is extremely deep to what they believe and what they live by. So dance is cultural. A culture's dance contains unique details that are significant in their cultural context. Through the dancers are able to express values, beliefs, and ways of being. For example, in the Irish step dance, the significance of music, storytelling, and national history are intrinsic to the dance. Also, step dancing continues to maintain importance today because the pride of the Irish people and what they value within their cultural identity. Dance can often be full of symbolism. This in itself is a way of expression because as people, we tend to be meaning makers. We tend to find significance in art, and the significance in a way is both a way of communication for the watcher and also the person who's physically dancing. It's an expressive experience for both. Dance can be used as a form of emotional expression as well, and this is one that we really see more often. The reason for dance that we continue to use is just a way of communicating and expressing ourselves in ways that words alone can't do, that we need something more.
Firstly, for somebody watching dance, it's pleasurable because it actually activates a part of your mind called prediction error. And prediction error happens whenever you're watching a dance move and you can't predict what comes next. And not only for dance, but for other things as well. So whenever you don't know what comes next, it's actually very satisfying for your mind to see your prediction be incorrect. So for somebody watching dance, that is very satisfying. And it's also for people who perform dance as well, and this kind of ties in with rhythm. Now, whenever a dancer is performing to a specific beat and their beat matches the rhythm of the dance, that is also very satisfying for the mind. Now, dancing also releases endorphins, just like when you work out, how your brain releases endorphins. Dancing does this too, and it actually makes a dancer really happy and healthier and makes them achieve that pleasure that they feel when they're dancing. So all of these things tying together, like prediction error, beats and rhythm, and endorphins, creates this overall sensation for your mind to feel pleasure. And that's why dancing is so enjoyable for some people. Also, something that needs mentioned is that when a dancer learns steps of a dance and they perform that correctly, it's very satisfactory for that dancer. All of these aspects tying together do trigger the motor system to actually feel legit pleasure.
Many social dances evolved from different continents and different cultures when celebrating life or mourning death. Dances were avenues for courtship, introductions to a community, or symbols of intimacy. Now, social dance has expanded. Where partner dance is concerned, there are things like salsa clubs that encourage a joyful, intimate connection with whomever you share the experience. Social dance as a group, however, is especially prominent in Black communities. Emil Brown, an educator and choreographer, mentions that African American social dances started as a way for enslaved Africans to keep cultural traditions alive and retain a sense of inner freedom. They remain an affirmation of identity and independence. She also says that dance is a language. And social dance is an expression to emerge from a community. A social dance isn't choreographed by any one person. It can't be traced to one moment. Each dance has steps that everyone can agree on, but it's about the individual and their creative identity. Social dance also has physiological benefits. It can lead to improved social skills from becoming more comfortable and communicating, and eliminating shyness. It helps you follow directions and make split-second decisions, in addition to eliminating stress and so much more.
Hi, so my name's Taylor, and I'm going to be talking about storytelling in dance. Before the arrival of written language in modern history, when our earliest cultures evolved, performance methods were used to pass stories from one generation to the next. Many historians believe that ritual dances are one of the essential factors in the development of early human civilizations. One of the earliest uses of structured dance was introduced in religious ceremonies that told stories of ancient myths and gods. Egyptian priests used this kind of visual storytelling in their rituals. Storytelling in dance is when a dancer will emotionally and physically tell a story. This is a form of expression, and in many dance styles, the dancer is trained to act with a certain character or story by dancing instead of just speaking words. They deliver their stories through gestures and movements that transcend the limits of just their words. Ballet pantomime evolved from the pantomime of commedia dell'arte, a form of mass theater that became popular in the mid-16th century. In the early days of ballet, choreographers adopted the mime of commedia actors who wore masks and couldn't talk in order to express things that dancers just couldn't say. Eventually, these gestures became more elaborate and tailored to ballet, evolving into the specialized vocab we see today in ballets like Sleeping Beauty or Giselle. Today, pantomime is usually taught to ballet dancers during the rehearsal process by teachers or character dance experts. They are taught that each mime gesture must be motivated by feelings in order to be truly authentic. Although ballets today are more abstract, mime remains an important part of a ballet dancer's education. One example is Amy Latunen, who's a Toronto-based performer, choreographer, and educator who has practiced dance since she was just 8. She explains that dance is an art form because it tells a story. People have told stories all throughout history, but dancing adds on to this tradition by weaving a story through rhythm and movement. Dance gives her the voice for her thoughts, feelings, and ambitions. If someone wants a way to express their feelings when they don't have words for them, dance allows you to speak with your feet and tell stories with your soul.
A culture's dance carries significance and keeps them connected to their culture's history and ancestral heritage. For example, take the Mijikenda people in Kenya. According to an article by Choice Humanitarian on cultural preservation in Kenya, Mijikenda in Swahili translates to 9 tribes or families. This refers to the common ancestry of the Mijikenda people. Each subtribe speaks its own dialect of the Mijikenda language, but share a similar cultural background. This dance, in a way, connects them culturally amidst their differing dialects. A culture's traditional dances are passed down generation to generation. They are significant to a culture's identity and development in society. When a dance is passed down generation to generation in its original form, this is known as its first existence. When a traditional dance is adapted from its first existence, the evolved dance is known as its second existence. Culture is constantly mutating, especially today, so this is happening more and more. In a study conducted by Georgios, it was found that movement education in creative dance and teaching Greek traditional dances can preserve and convey a large part of our cultural heritage to the new generation. Needless to say, the preservation of traditional dances is highly important. When a cultural dance isn't preserved, a piece of that culture is lost. In a class environment based on strenuous repetition and fine-tuning, it can be easy to get lost in the supposed perfection of your craft. In losing ourselves, we often lose sight of why we chose to dance in the first place. Whether we started twirling around the house at the age of 3 or began competing at 14, the fact remains that dance means so much more to us as humans than we realize. We just need a little reminder of the joy we get from dance and that the importance of the work we do radiates beyond the refinement of pliés and tendus.